Hey, welcome to another shop tour. We got some new boats in here and we'll share them with you. Right here we got a 1960 18-foot Chris Craft Continental. Really nice boat. We varnished this boat last year. And then now what we're doing is we're just doing some bottom paint on it, painting the water line, and then just de-winterizing it and make sure that it's ready for the season. So we'll show you around. So here we have a 1953 Chris Craft Sportsman. They made about 2,500 of these. They made them from 1953 to 1959. Super popular boat. Just a little Sportsman. You can tell it's kind of a deluxe Sportsman by the ceiling boards inside. We removed the steering wheel, painted the steering wheel on this one, recut the glass and made sure the glass fit properly. Also did a full tune-up on the engine. This boat had been sitting in a hangar in Georgia for a long time. And then we're just getting done painting the bottom, and then we'll put it on its trailer and it'll go to its owner the middle of next week. So it's been in here for a little while. Fun little project. This is a lot of what we do. We get boats sent to us that people have just bought. We go through the whole boat and make sure that it's seaworthy and running good. So this is a super rare boat. This is a 1942 Century Seamade triple cockpit. Back in 2000, probably back in like 1999, they found this boat in Washington, and it was in gray boat condition. At that point in time, most of the people didn't even know that Century ever made a triple cockpit, let alone a barrel stern triple cockpit. As you can see, the back of the boat almost like a half of a barrel. This boat was restored by Dave Jerome in Portland, Oregon. I helped him early on in the project. I put all the bottom frames in this boat, did the side frames, and then helped put the bottom on it. The frames in this boat are all riveted with copper nails and pretty unique. You don't see that very often. Also, the boat's made out of Philippine mahogany, where the later Centuries were built with African mahogany. So this is a really early Seamade, super rare. We don't know of another 20-foot that exists. And the gentleman who owns this boat also owns the 18.5-foot triple Century Seamade, and we think that that's the only one that exists. So he's got some very collectible boats, and this is one of them. So if you've watched my other videos on shop tours, this has been in here for a little while. We started this in the winter time. This is the 1955 21-foot Chris Craft Cobra, one of the 18 that came with the Cadillac engine in it. So where we're at right now, we have about 15 coats of varnish on here. Obviously we've stained it the proper blonde color and then the correct red color mahogany on here. And we're just getting down to our final coats. What we'll do is we'll put a few more coats on here. We'll sand it one more time. We'll put our caulking in the seams, and then also we'll do the name and the numbers on this boat, and then we'll be ready for our final varnish on it. We hope to have this in the international show. If you plan on going up there for the international show, you may see this boat up there. So this boat also has been in here for a while. This one is the 1967 Super Sport. Like I said in the other videos, this is the very last Super Sport that was ever built. Done with the sides. We've obviously painted the bottom, done with the sides. Now we're just starting on the deck. We got the plywood put on the deck right here. And then these are actually mahogany that are stained and varnished. And so we're gonna be building these next. And once we get that done, attach the back, put 2 boards in the transom, and this hull will be done. So after that, then it gets a vinyl deck, but we'll paint all the inside, we'll do our finished stuff, and the very last thing is we'll put the vinyl on the deck. So this has also been in here for a while, and we're just getting ready to do the decking on this boat. So what we do to do that, to make it correct too, because this is what Chris Craft did. We took a piece of 6/4, we had it re-sawn down the center, and then we planed it to the right thickness, and then we opened them up like this. So one of these planks will go on one side, and the other plank will go on the other side. And that's book matched. Now these planks are the same, these planks are the same, and they're also long enough to where we can get this plank, that plank, and the back plank all in one piece. The grain will all match all the way through the boat, and it looks really cool when you do that. Also, the boat will swell and contract and move the same. So that's the way Chris Craft did it, and that's the way we're doing it. So let's talk about some wood and wood quality. So Chris Craft pretty much exclusively used Philippine mahogany, and it was Philippine mahogany red Marante. They actually had what was called Chris Craft grade. So you can see this is ribbon grained, and what they mean by that is these straight lines in here. This is also what they would call quarter sawn. So unlike what would be called flat sawn, which would be more over on this wide plank, you can see that it has this flat portion to it. Here it's ribbon grain and here it's ribbon grain, but in the center it's flat sawn. So they did use that in the boats, but what they really wanted is they really wanted the ribbon grain beautiful mahogany. This plank right here, we had this resawn, and then we were looking at it after we planed it. This plank just has a lot of little knots in it, and it just isn't going to look good stained. Also, you can see here on the edge, they call this the sap line right here, and this line is probably closer to the edge of the tree. So probably the bark was right here. So we're not going to use this one. It just wouldn't look good, wouldn't look proper. What we more go for is this beautiful ribbon grain right here. What we'll do is we'll cut all these out, flanks we call them, to the right width. And then we'll put our deck stripes in there, our seams, and we cut those on the table saw with a really thin curved blade. Cut our seams in, and then we'll shape them to whatever shape forward and back that we need. And we'll just keep going from the center out. Like always, thanks for tuning in, and check out some of the other videos if you want to see some of the progress that we go through. We've pretty much shot this one from the beginning, so check out our other shop tours, and we will see you back here. See ya.